Alright, so I was on Super the other day, and this player, can't remember his name right now, he reminded me of something. Super, in its form, is decaying. At least old Super. The old player base has moved on, or they've stuck around. Okay? Now, what do I mean by old Super? What I mean by old Super is essentially early 2021 Super. Now, I can't weigh in on 2020 Super or 2019 Super because I didn't have Garry's Mod at that time. But 2021 Super was fun, it was active, and honestly, it was blast. But thanks to war and everyone joining a particular faction or another, be that ACA, TMU, yada yada, it has caused a lot of people to go do other things, and that does suck. Black Flame's gone. A lot of the ACA either is on Weedbox most of the time or pops into Super. And Trolge, I don't see him around. He does not get on that often. Now, as I've said, a lot of the blame can be placed on war because that does mean only the old player base can get on and it can't interest a lot of people. Eventually, people get sick of the meta and leave. But it also can be, well, blamed on Super itself because you see that the novelty of Vanilla Anarchy is only so fun for so long. Eventually, you'll find another flashy server that allows people like you, and you'll move on. But if you do decide to stay, you'll find yourself in deja vu. You'll feel like you've done most of the things that you want to do all the time. And that is a feeling I commonly get when I hop on Super. I feel like I've already made it. I can't think of anything I want to make because of the prop limit. And it just generally feels like I'm in a loop. Be that as it may, people still regularly join Super for the first time, and to them I have semi respect because we'll get to that later. They still think Super is new and interesting, but they see Super's toxic environment and people constantly killing each other, and they think, wow, this place sucks, and they will leave because to them, if you can't go into build mode, it is not a server worth playing. But here's the thing: PvPers love Super because it's bare bones, Half Life weapons, and everyone's on an equal playing field. You are strict to your basics, basically. And that's why people like CSGO and his name brings bad taste in my mouth, but Rat God, this YouTuber called Spy, he's pretty cool. He's good at PvP. They all go on Super, they PvP, and they look like they're having blast. They're pretty good at it. So maybe Super breeds good PvPers. I don't know. Builders, engineers, whatever you would like to call them, they too sometimes find Super interesting because with the low prop limit of I think 28, you're forced to go and think, how can I get the maximum amount of functionality and look out of this one prop with this constraints? But, people start to notice, hey, vanilla building is really boring and the same. So what they do is that they they make super dupes, super tech, whatever you want to call it, which is basically a flashy airboat. Now, don't get me wrong, flashy airboats and super tech are fun. I've made quite a bunch of myself, including the Sphinx, the Cheetah, and the Bow Nugget, which is an acquired taste, but I'll admit it, not my best work. But, you know, there is some fun stuff you can do on Super. Like, you can have building competitions, you can again, get into PvP. When people block off spawn, you can use that as a chance to get better because spawn pits, as I like to refer to them as, well, it traps people in a closed environment, and a lot of the newer players don't know how to traverse Super's environment. So, the new players are getting killed, the old players, or the semi good players, are having a blast killing each other. People are throwing in grenades, so you have to go and dodge that. So, there is a lot of fun activities on Super. Now, well, with a declining player base, you don't see this often nowadays, which it sucks. Again, it sucks. Now, what can we do to go and bring back Super's player base? Well, you can try to get the old player base on, but sometimes getting a hold of them is hard because they're either banned or they've moved on to servers like Weedbox, or they're part of the faction meta now, and they have to go on multiple other servers and just fight people. You could go and try to get your friends into there, which has worked from other people's experiences. And, well, this is going to sound awfully, awfully optimistic of me. But, you just have to wait for the regulars on Super that are new players, new fags, whatever you like to call them. You have to wait for them to become regulars and tune in regularly. I've seen quite a few that I've semi-respected, like Flopafan and Void. They are good. A new player I refer to as having less than 5 digits of sandbucks. So, 999 sandbucks is still, or 9,999 sandbucks is still new to me. But, once you wait for them to become regulars, they will soon become the player base. They will regularly tune in, and Super will be alive for them until they leave for one reason or another. So, you have to view the situation from the glass is half full but also half empty point of view. You have to see both sides. It's a yin yang situation. So maybe war can bring new people and make Super fun again. You have to go and think of every possibility, but the definite way to do it is to either hook new people in, keep the old players coming back, or just wait for new players to become old players. I've been Caleb BC, and this has been Caleb BC Gripes. Good night.